Irish Yogurt's Clonakilty. Try a spoonful of delicious.
What are you making, Edward?
Yeah, well, I'm making a gorgeous dessert for you this morning. I'm doing a lovely chocolate and orange cheesecake. Why am I doing a chocolate and orange cheesecake, you may wonder? I just thought people might be after maybe suspending Valentine's until the weekend, so there might be a little bit more indulgent dining at the weekend. So this is to...
So if you didn't want to get caught in the trap yesterday.
Absolutely.
Like,
Yeah.
Just go and do a nice little thing
The
at the weekend.
roses will be cheaper at the weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
And push it with a cheesecake and you're home and dry. This is a really nice, simple recipe. It's kind of like an old-fashioned set with jelly cheesecake. So I'm going to start off. So what I've got here is I've just got some crushed digestive biscuits. Now, you can just see there, if you look closely, I've just left a little bit of texture in them.
Now, did you get the... Were you, like, banging them
Yeah,
to bits earlier on?
I had a lovely bowl at home and I had a rolling pin, which is flat surface at the bottom, and I just mashed them like that. You could put them in the food processor, but I just like a bit of texture in the base. Because
it's nicer when there's a bit more crunch in them.
Absolutely, as opposed to completely solid. Now, then I'm going to put some melted butter into that. Okay, give that a nice mix around, and then I'm going to pop it into a tin. So I'm using a 9-inch loose-bottomed springform tin. Okay.
I know that. You had to have a loose bottom.
Yeah, absolutely, of course. What home doesn't have a springform tin?
Would you bake at home, Anton?
I would, yes. I have been. I went through a massive sourdough bread phase. That was
still
baking.
Yeah, but
then I stopped. Then
It's not to be knocked.
No.
Now, I'm going to build this straight onto the platter. So what I'm going to do is I'm just using the kind of the ring. I've got rid of the bottom of it. Just make sure that it's tightly closed as well. And I'm going to build it onto the cake stand rather than trying to kind of invert it or move it a little bit later on.
Why are you not using its bottom?
Because it'll be straight on the plate. Then I won't have to be trying to slide it onto a plate. So
Just
it's kind of,
take it
I'm
off and
building
it's
it
all
on the
done.
plate. Now, then what I'm going to do, pop in all of the biscuits into that, just like so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use a potato masher just to mash those down.
Can you bake?
Me? Yeah. No, I heat up things.
Yeah. He's very good at opening the packets of the baked goods. Now,
I tell you, butchers and things these days, it's all prepared in packs.
Alan,
you put
why would
little
you be
sauces
bothered?
and everything
Why
for
would
you.
you be bothered doing it?
Why would you be bothered doing anything?
Now, then I've just put on some cream cheese and a little bit of sugar there. So you can just see, though, with my potato masher, I'm just mashing all of that down just to make sure that it is nice and firm. Now, again, you can vary the biscuits. Whilst I've used digestives, you might use maybe something like a little chocolate chip cookie or a chocolate digestive or even a chocolate cream biscuit.
Would a
and
hobnob
blend
be
that down.
excessive?
Hobnob would be absolutely gorgeous because, again, you'll see when we have this cheesecake today, there's that lovely textural interest in it, and the crunch of the hobnobs will give you the very same thing.
It's just not a traditional cheesecake then, though. So
well, I think everything is kind of an alternative. I mean, it's a fusion of it. Now, then, once the cream cheese and the sugar have mixed together, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take that off and I'm going to scrape that down and I'm going to add some other ingredients to it. So I'm using some of the whole milk natural live yogurt from Irish Yogurt Clonakilty. So I have all of that weighed out here and I'm just going to pop that in there. And to
would
that,
you normally put that type of yogurt into the...
you could use yogurt. I'm using a mixture of yogurt and cream. You could use all cream or you could use all yogurt
So
if
is
you
it just
so
healthier
desired.
to use a little bit of yogurt, is
and
it?
you'll also find that it just gives it a really nice lightness, okay?
Oh, right.
It's just
Because
a
the cream on
gorgeous
its own can be
lightness
fierce
to
heavy.
this.
Yeah.
And in terms of the flavour, it will work really nicely. Now, I'm just going to give that a little preliminary mix there by hand. What I'm doing is, yeah, absolutely. We're all into
Not
the preliminary.
The full thing, not the full thing, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm just teasing it, Anton, you know, before we get into the aggressive mixing. But you'll see what I was doing with the wooden spoon or a spatula. What I'm doing is I'm actually just taking any of the kind of the cream cheese that maybe would be stuck to the bottom off it so that that's integrated, just like so.
Can I have a little taste of that yogurt?
Of course you can have a little taste of the yogurt. Now,
do you have to put the base into the fridge to kind of set it a bit, or can you just go?
no, you'll be happy enough because we're
Right.
going to pop that straight in afterwards. Now, Alan.
Carl keeps telling me I have to be doing live yogurts all the time for my gut health.
Well,
Are you supposed to?
It's very good, of course, and they have a kefir range as well, which is really good for gut health, all that kind of fermented products and everything. Alan, you'll be leaping out of your skin for the day after that. Yeah. There'll be a new Alan if anyone sees him later on. Now, whilst that's mixing there, what I've got is a little tub of jelly. You know the little packets of jelly? I put a couple of tablespoons of water and I've just melted that down. I've let it kind of cool for about 4 or 5 minutes so that it's not straight off the heat. And then I'm just going to pour that in just like so, and you can see the colour change.
Is that a flavoured jelly?
That's an orange jelly, yeah.
Orange jelly,
so
right.
that's where our orange is coming from. Okay, so that's our lovely orange flavour going in there. Then what I'm going to do, just increase that a tiny little bit for just a second. And then I'm going to take that off. And if all is as it should be, and all is fair and equal, this will be nicely mixed, which indeed it is. Again, go down to the bottom just to make sure that if there's any little bits of the cream cheese down there. I've got some chocolate chunks or chocolate chips, and I'm just going to add those in just like so. And just give it a nice little mix. And that's what I was saying to you, the textural interest is going to be there.
How's your gut health? Can you feel the yogurt working?
I can feel it working already.
I can actually see a change.
I can see it. Do you know what it is? It's now I feel I can have my cheese. Yeah. It sort of cleansed me.
He has readied himself. He has readied himself. Now, so in there, we're going to pop all of that, scrape all of that out there.
And is that's just a packet of chocolate chips? You don't have to go crushing
I
up
actually
chocolate?
used,
Oh, did you?
I actually bought some chocolate and I crushed it, but you could use some chocolate chips as well if you wanted. Spread that right the way out, and again, even using a little spoon just to level that off. That will be gorgeous. And then pop that into the fridge. Ideally overnight is what I would suggest. So if I can just...
And you don't have to butter your tin or anything along those lines?
No, that will come straight out.
Look at this.
And then what I've done a little bit earlier on is I've just taken off, I've slipped off the little ring from around the side of the cheesecake. I'm again going to take some more of my lovely yogurt, and I'm just going to pop a little bit of that on the top. And I'm just going to do now some nice garnishing on it as well. You can see that it's set enough for me to be able to do. It is, but yet when you taste it, Anton, it will still be nice and creamy. It won't be like overly set.
Edward never lets us have a little bite beforehand.
No.
He says, no, you're getting it when I do the whole thing.
It's better for the exam. I feel you have a better capacity to pass the test, you know, if you have half listened to me. Pop a few berries around that as well. And then what I've got is I've just got some lovely bits of chocolate. I've just done little bits of chocolate on bubble wrap.
Give us a bite
just
there.
Like that. And I'm going to give you a little bit of it now. So there we've got a lovely bit of grated chocolate.
Here, we'll do it. Pass it over
pop
here.
it up there now.
It's almost a shame to cut it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that looks amazing.
So it's absolutely gorgeous. And just give a nice little sliver of that. Don't give it too big now, yeah?
That's the definition of a sliver.
I have a full family to feed here today.
Oh, thank you.
Dig in there.
So wouldn't it be great at a birthday cake, you know, to lighten out the birthday cake?
To me.
But it is lovely. People can make it individually as well. Ginger nuts are lovely as well to give that like warm.
Would you do little individual ones? That would be a lot of work, though, wouldn't it?
Well, it's not that it's a lot of work. It's a lot of wash up because you have then 16 little individual tea and rings.
Or with
Lovely.
the
You're very